Hello, my beloved Ascension pioneers. How are you today? I guess you're really excited because I finally am doing the question and answers video section. In all this meantime that I haven't been answering your questions, because you know my decree was not to answer all of you personally because there is no time to do that. So I choose to answer in a format that can encompass all of us. So through my writings or video blogs or whatever way possible, and through my webpage and my Facebook page. Before I start automatically reading and answering the questions, I would also like to announce one more project that I started right now this week. I received a beautiful alignment vision from a sister of light, and that gave me an idea for another project. So far we have our photos, the essence of pink, and sharing, seeing who we are. Then I did the videos. Now it's okay, guys, how we can, further move on. So it's your vision for this world, for new paradigm living, for higher dimensional awareness here in this planet, how you envision life, how you envision all of us living in harmony, balance, everything. Share your vision with me. Of course, as always, I'm not receiving these visions via Facebook or comments because I can't, or your web pages, because I can't just go on a scavenger hunt and, hunt your visions down. They need to be sent to my address, which is known to you all already. It's Polona at ascension-pioneers.org. So that is where I expect, and I'm going to be very honored to read your beautiful visions for this planet, for all of us, co-creating, coexisting within the love, of course, the higher love, which is the truth. And that's it. I really choose to follow my inner guidance, and this was, really offered to me through that random email which was sent to me with a beautiful vision. I thought to myself, that's really great. And I'm going to make some changes on my webpage, some additions, some new coming additions, and one of them also is going to be stuff where only your stuff, from all of us is going to be shared. So our videos, the community videos, our visions, and everything, because what this means is we're going to propel the energy to move forward. So it's no longer just sitting in, the void was here, the cleansing was done. It's still, purification is still in its way, and it's still an undergoing process. But as long as we still keep alongside holding the visions, that's when it becomes very shortened and everything can excel faster. So I think this vision sharing idea is very important for all of us. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It can be short, it can be as long as you want. It will be shared on my Facebook page with the album that I made today, the special album. I have now several albums. One of them are the soul mandalas, and new one is our vision for the new. So our vision for the new, it's a vision from all of us beloved pioneers, and we're anchoring the awareness and the coexisting and living forms of the new. So no longer just thinking about it, but we're anchoring it through. So you're invited to share. So if your heart guides you to share, please do, okay? And you know where to find me. So okay, now let's move on to your questions. They're all on different topics. I'll try to go through them as fast as I can because usually I just keep on talking and talking. There's a lot of questions that have built one upon another, and I have tried to put them in some sort of sequence that it's kind of like makes sense, although they're not all connected, but I try. The first answer that the first question that I received was about knowing ourselves. So I was asked, someone read my story, so they were interested in how I got to enlightenment, how I connected with my soul, and how I actually found myself. Well, here's the thing. I am not enlightened here. I'm also human. And you have to know that just by connecting and aligning with your soul, it doesn't automatically mean that you are enlightened. Oftentimes what I want to make sure, that is why I also put this question here, is a lot of the times people have this vision of another person because we all project. So if, for instance, you see me speaking and you see my way of speaking, a lot of the people, my friend who's an astrologer said that I have a Neptune kind of position that makes people think that, they idolize me. They kind of think that I live in this cocoon and that, I'm just this divine being, which of course I am. I know who I am. I know why I came here to gather my tribe and to move along in the path of ascension in this parallel evolution. But that doesn't mean that I'm not partially human as well. Because here you have to understand we're humans. We have received certain DNA from our ancestors and our parents, and we also are on the healing process. It's just how it is. So basically what I would like to say is, if you find someone and you feel that they're really heart open and heart centered, which I am, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're completely enlightened, because that idea in itself means that you have to reach something in order to be enlightened, or you have to connect your soul in order to be enlightened. You already are. Your divine being, your divinity, which is the direct essence of how you're created as a source essence through father mother aspect of all that is. You're already divine. I'm divine. You are divine. We're all equally divine. But we don't all embody as a soul the same potential that is seated in each and every fraction of creation, each and every soul. And we don't all embody the same potential also here on earth. Sometimes, I have vision for people. I see people on a soul level, but they don't always embody what they have, written in their blueprint. Sometimes they choose otherwise through their free will choices and so on. So I'd like to make this clear that just by being in a state of awareness and anchoring my I am presence, which is not just connecting to my soul, it is beyond. I mentioned this in my video about dimensions and densities. You can check that video if you're wondering about that. But we all exist in each of those densities. But right now our consciousness is here. We've chosen to be here on earth, serving as a vehicle for the divine here on earth. And when you get this body, you also get some traits with this body. There are certain attributes. A lot of the people have to heal. All of us, basically, we have to heal our DNA through our parents and our ancestors that were just before our parents, and the whole linear thing, here, linear on earth, through these ancestral line. And I would like to make this clear that just when you see someone who's very heart open, that doesn't necessarily mean they're enlightened. Enlightenment is a state when we connect totally and fully embody our I am presence. And I'm still in the process, but I am connected to my I am presence. But that doesn't mean that someone will automatically embody all of the attributes, all of the light codes of their I am presence here on earth. That's a process. And that's what it's called becoming master of the self. And a lot of the masters were here before, and a lot of the masters are here right now doing that. So the moment you might idolize someone, you're getting away from yourself. So the question you need to ask yourself here before asking that, which is more important, is, what aspects do I see in that person that mirror something to me? What am I recognizing in this person that I'm not, for instance, acknowledging in myself, or that I myself wish to embody, or that myself I wish to know about me? So know thyself is the only way. And how did I connect to my soul? How did I find myself? That's a kind of weird question for me, because I don't think about those things, because it comes natural to me because of the being that I am. I was always who I am. I always followed the truth. Although, of course, there was a time when I was not as awakened as I am. And if you want to know more about a story that is mine, you can read my awakening biography on my webpage. It's in the section about, and it's about me, and you can read all about Polona, which is me. And also there's a video coming up, which was my interview on the Light Transition Radio, I think, yeah, with the beloved host Robert Davis. I don't think he put the internet online yet. It's been several weeks. He said he's very busy. So I'll post that link as soon as I can. As soon as he publishes that. So that's when I really share more about this and my vision and everything. So if you're interested. So the second question was about chakras. Someone was wondering if I had knowledge on the chakras. They said they know we have 7 in us, and then more in the 4th round. We also have 7 more once we've established our base in the 5th round. Well, I've been talking about this as well in my video about dimensions, higher understanding of this and the densities. You can watch that video as well. But like I said, our chakra system, which we're activating right now, is the 12 chakra system, 13 being the source. Number 13 is always the number of source. And we are activating this. A lot of us are activating our full chakric potential, because when you just exist as a normal human without the awareness of your divinity, you will only have the functionality of all 7. And it's not directly linked with dimensions, although at the same time it is, because you're anchoring the 5th dimensional awareness. That doesn't mean the whole planet is there in the 5th dimension, but you're anchoring that. And it's also connected directly with your blueprint and with your DNA. Your 12-strand DNA, our 12-strand DNA is being activated, and it's a process in itself. It doesn't happen overnight, Okay. The next question is about feeling good and just being ourselves, Hey, I was just wondering if you had any advice for someone who's very introverted, quiet, and shy and struggles with that. I'm not only very introverted and like my alone time, but also have a fear of social situations because I'm not very good at expressing myself and at being around other people. When in the right mood, I do like to be around people, but I mostly keep to myself. I fear what people think of me, and that has something to do with it. I have always felt different, and I have a very low key personality. I have, yeah, that's it. My answer is very short. Accept you, embrace all parts of you. All parts of you are divine. And the moment you do that, everyone else will. Because the fact that we have these fears of not being accepted by others are just fears that we are actually not accepting ourselves. So we seek solitude in order to, be okay with ourselves. For instance, I knew a person who said, thank you for you being you so that I can also be me. But we basically don't need someone to be us. We already can be us, and that's what probably a lot of the people are avoiding the other people or in groups or hanging out with others. It really depends whether you're a sensitive empath and you can't really be in crowds, large areas with a lot of crowds, with people with all sorts of energy because you're so empathic and maybe not yet connected with full neutrality within your being. So it's kind of hard for you to, remain in that space and at the same time be in that presence of so many energies around you. And it's another thing to feel that you have to isolate yourself and be shy and introverted because I'm not shy. I'm very extroverted. At the same time, I'm also very introverted. I like my silent time. I like my hermit archetype within me. So it's all about balance again, you see. It's very natural when you seek this solitude, when it comes from your soul, when you want to be alone. And it's another thing when you really don't want to go out because you're afraid that people will accept you. And when you accept yourself fully, everyone will accept you. It's really, even those that wouldn't like you, they will accept you. You will make your presence known. It's about you feeling comfortable that you can make your presence known. And at all times, it can be like that. It really is so simple. A lot of the people still have that good, bad, sorts of self judgments. So what they do is they block a certain part of them and they won't really they'll show to others only the good parts of them and they'll block other things. But you can't run away from yourself. Eventually you're always going to end up chasing your tail. You're always going to have that missing part, and we're entering into an era of wholeness, of completion of who we truly are. And there is no other way than embracing all parts of you, all totality. And when we do that, shyness falls away. There's no need. You can be introverted and extroverted at the same time because you see, in the overcoming of polarity, you see that everything is the sides of the same coin. And the coin, like I say, each coin has two sides, but at the same time, the coin is round. And that round aspect of the coin is what connects both aspects into oneness. So think about that. Know that you're not alone in feeling special or different, and that you can step out of that. And that is okay. You can speak about it. Maybe at the beginning with the people you feel comfortable with, and then maybe with others too. And sometimes not even sharing with others, because if they're really in a different state of awareness, you don't have to. But like I said, it's a whole other thing to feel fear, to step out, or just, not feeling fear, but you don't want to step out. You don't want to share energy just with anyone. You just choose to share it with loving, respectful people. Okay. So next, the same question, it falls under the same category as I have not felt good for a very long time. It is so bad that I feel lost. I would appreciate any help in finding my way back to who I was before. Fearless and gumption. I'm desperate. I'm not living, just existing. Well, that is a phase what some people feel because they feel there's no changes happening, that everything's always the same. And it's nothing really scary. It's just the fact that each phase that we feel, we need to allow. We need to allow that space to feel whatever it comes through, even if we feel that there's nothing there currently. You say, oh, I'm just existing. Okay. Embrace that aspect of your journey right now. When we feel gratitude for every part, of the journey, for each step of it, and for each layer that is being unfolded, because, people say, I was fearless before, now I'm feeling fear again. Well, basically, if you do, you were not fearless before. You were just fearless on a certain aspect, on a certain level. on a certain scale, you see, and then you go deeper into the spiral and it sucks you in, and you see that because you're peeling all those layers away, you found another layer that you have to transcend, and you have to overlight by this fearless nature of who you truly are. So it's about embracing and feeling gratitude for wherever you are in the journey, because the moment you judge it, you kind of come into it. Like I say, you become attached to the story. Like you keep telling yourself, nothing ever changes. I'm just existing. And you keep telling yourself the story over and over, and you can't step out of it. Because the moment you do that and you're sucked into that mentality, which is your mind creating that illusion. You cannot really, you're being pulled too much into it instead of just allowing yourself to step back, because the moment you do that, you can again become a conscious observer and a self-responsible being that knows there is no good and bad. It's just action reaction. It's just each and every decision we make, and each and every action brings a certain unfoldment with it. So whatever we choose, whatever we do, we're responsible for those decisions. We're responsible for what we create for ourselves, and then we have to deal with it at the other side. It's just that what it means to be fully self-responsible. And like I said, when you have respect for every layer of the onion and for every unveiling, and I've just heard this by Tom Lesher yesterday. He said that there's a lot of disillusionment happening on the planet, and it's really good, because of course it hurts. Disillusionment is the most painful thing it can happen, and it is happening to all of us. But the moment you are brave enough to do it, you're going to be blessed, and you're going to do so much releasing, and you're going to be seeing that light at the end of the tunnel. And it is the only way, because this is what is happening on the planet right now. It is the most needed stage of the onion, if you understand what I mean. Also, now I would like to talk about detox, because when I was making my raw vegan videos and posts and about food, and did my writing in the questions and answers section via writing, a lot of the people said that they were transitioning as well. So one of the responses that I got was from a fellow light sister, and she said, I wanted to let you know that I had a killer headache all day. I looked up online, and it is associated with starting the raw diet. It suggested caffeine withdrawal being the reason. I really didn't consume too much caffeine though, maybe a Coca-Cola a day. If it's that, I mean, if that's why, I can't imagine the headache people will get if they consume more caffeine than that. So I just thought, with the possibility of so many Ascension pioneers attempting the raw diet, you may want to share what withdrawal symptoms could happen to them. I forgot to mention that I'm suffering through it because I don't want to take anything for it. I want no drugs in my body that don't have to be there. So if you also would happen to have any suggestions or natural relief from these problems, I would love to hear about them. Well, then this beautiful sister of light also sent me the link towards aromatherapy, and it's true. Or it's funny, you see, you ask yourself a question, and maybe you post this question to me, but then you get an answer yourself, and you're guided through it in your guidance to find other resources, because you have everything within you. So externally you will get it confirmed when you just know that it can come from within you, and it does always come from within you. So she was explaining something about the usage of essential oils, and it's true. And like I said, a lot of these attributes of these therapies, such as aromatherapy and other, they have like very mild effects, and they can help to ease up when you're going through that detoxification. There's also a lot of other supplements, and there's a lot of natural food resources that can help to enhance that. And if you want to know more about this, because detox is really important right now, all of us, everyone who's changing the diet, is going through a detox. It's like deep in our cells. We need to get rid of all the toxins, and it's happening. It's in a spiritual level, which you can help yourself with the sacred violet fire and the decrease for that. I'm the sacred violet fire, I'm the purity God desires. Wow, I feel immense power each time I say that. Also physically, I like this with these supplements. Mentally, observe your thoughts, observe what you're addicted to. People don't even know that a lot of all of the addictions are addiction to pain, basically. I also recommend I don't know, just really, really going with the flow. Like I said in my writing, it's about balance. Don't do quick, sudden withdrawals, because when you do that, you also get huge symptoms. For instance, if you take chlorella tablets, which I do for detoxification, and we're always detoxifying, chlorella are amazing for this and to assist you in this process. But for instance, if you would take too much of that remedy, natural kind of remedy, what you would do is you would cause too many toxins to come out of your body instantly. So they would poison your body at the same time. You see, it's about balance, and it's about really working through flow. Some people really want, now I'm going to do this and withdraw from everything, and they feel worse. Also, you have to know that you have natural supplements if you feel that maybe you still need that extra additional external source of energy, like Peruvian maca or guarana powder. I mean, I don't use that, I don't need that. But those who still feel they need that, it's okay. Don't judge yourself. Don't compare yourself with others. Each and every one of us has their natural process, so it's good. And it is important. So you can assist yourself with anything that you want, because a lot of the times we say, no, it's all spiritual. I don't need any physical ailments and things like that. But it's not true, because our bodies are also physical, and we have so many resources, and we can flow with them, and we can use them, and they are for our greater beneficial good. So don't just think that because it's all spiritual, you don't have to also go through certain phases that are purely physical, because our bodies are physical and they're following, they're doing their work. So first thing, compassion. Second thing, the ailments that you find through your own divine guidance. Maybe something will work for someone and something will work for someone else. So like that lady, find your own, listen to your inner guidance. Okay. Okay, then I was asked about Ascension symptoms and the collective purging. Dear Polona, I do need some clarity about pain though. I thought some of the essential symptoms, be they physical, emotional, or spiritual, as they manifest in our bodies, could be that we're processing for others who may not be aware or do not have symptoms. You mentioned that it is the resistance that brings the pain into body. Would you be so kind as to take a moment to clarify? I'm sure I'm not the only one wondering. Okay, first part of the question. People who are not experiencing ascension symptoms have not even opened to the ascension energies. They are still choosing the realm of complete 3D living. So you cannot do the clearing for them. I mean, you can choose the collective. We are all purging the collective as well, who are here as volunteers. But you have to know, when you choose to purify the collective energies as well, and you do that automatically just by coming to this planet and being that pure light and love, you can only do that through always being neutral, because the moment you're not neutral, you will basically do more harm than good. Because only someone who embodies pure compassion, because when symptoms can come through you, or physical things and pains, if it comes through you and you're not compassionate and observant, they will stay in your body. They will not be able to flow through, because our purpose in the whole purging is for that to flow through. And it's kind of like we're grounding it forth in the earth, and it's all healing and it's all purifying. But imagine this, it's not just that it's collective. The moment you choose to do that on a soul level, and you do it here in the physical level automatically, it's also your own clearing. Because the moment we take responsibility for something, we take a decision to do either this and that, we take the conscious responsibility for it, so it becomes ours. So know that everything that's purifying through you, it's yours, because you've chosen to purify whatever you have. And sometimes we assist people, and we meet people in our lives, and we exchange energy. And sometimes it even happens in the female-male relationships through sexuality. All the energy is exchanged. And sometimes one will be the healer. Just through the body, a lot of that will be cleared away. But only the strongest of the strong, the most neutral ones, can do that, because those who cannot will even get more disease, because that will stay in their body, will not flow through. Without compassion, there is no flow. So be observant, be careful about that. Also, the second part of the question, that resistance that brings the pain in the body, I was speaking about, for instance, when the new energies came and you might have a headache. And when there's a headache, that means that the energies have not been equalized yet. So your old part and the new, when you're tuning to the new grid, it's still not fully, the old is still there. It's still trying to push to the surface. So either then when you're grounding and anchoring these energies, you're fully embodying the new, or the old still tries to be as resistant. Because you can imagine that as a stream of energy. There's high energy and there's the old stagnant energy. And when they come into contact, there can be some resistance. And there can be some of the, like I said, push and pull. And you might feel that as certain pressures in the body. And if you feel that, again, compassion is the key. Just observe these things that are happening. Know that you are completely always free to choose to shift from one state to another. And I was doing this automatic writing about that, about the process. And oh, I have to turn on the light. I forgot. I don't know. Maybe I wanted to stay in the dark today. Who knows? I was writing about this, and the answer that I got was that we're kind of like, imagine we're getting new bodies. We're attuning to a new body template. It's like a new suit. So I was giving a beautiful, beautiful metaphor as to how we are actually shifting. And I want to find it and read you a part, not all of it, but it was really amazing because it explained how this is happening. I hope I can find it here. It was how things are changing in us. I'll try to find that. These changes come day by day, and know that you continue to shift second by second as being transformed in every now moment. The more you can stay in the now, centered there, the faster you shift, and the faster the DNA and all of your cells and molecules can shift. Being in the now is actually the fastest way, basically the only way. I mean, there are other ways, but it's the essential way to raise the vibration. And when you do that, the whole body of yours can easily anchor in the new body grid. So, like I say, when the new energies come, they will shift, help us to shift in the new body grid. So there can be more resistance or less resistance. It depends upon our awareness. The new body grid is formless. It has no such density that is known to you now. It is a completely new matrix design. The comparison that could be used here, and this is where the metaphor comes in, is trying on a new suit, that of a completely different style, which someone is not used to. So when one tries on this new suit, at first is not really used to it. We like, oh, that's not my style. It's kind of, it's not accommodated. It's not, doesn't feel comfortable. So what one needs to do is try the suit on many times and frequently, as long as one is not completely used to it. I mean, until one is not completely used to it on all levels. That is why you all are jumping back and forth from the old to the new, discovering the differences and similarities, seeing the bigger picture of each, making a conscious decision on which suit to keep, on which vibration to embody, which, vibration is our dominant vibration. So many are deciding for the new suit, although it takes a lot of courage and letting go of the fear of the unknown. It feels kind of, you put it on, feels too tight or, loosen up. It's just new and we're accommodating it. So the now is the space, because it's not really a space, of the unknown. And the longer we can hold that vibration of the now, the firmer the new suit can be gripped, together with the body. So the better it fits. So the longer it can stay there, the more it becomes the one and only suit, the only given choice, as there simply is no other. May you all enjoy this discovery process. You are indeed like shapeshifters, like chameleons, changing frequency, the color, tone, and sound of the vibration you are trying out and deciding for, until that vibration becomes the co-created dominant frequency and merges together with all of the rest. The old needs to go. Time for the new is here now. What an amazing message. There is no tomorrow, there is only today, and even today is simply nothing else but a gift from the divine. Walk in gratitude always. Yes, gratitude is an important thing as well. But I also want to, in this sequence, which is about the when the collective energies were mentioned, I want to mention what is happening right now and why there are certain things happening on this planet when everyone is so concerned for this planet. So you have to see it not just what's happening to the earth with the earthly souls, but it's kind of like this planet, all these stories, all the dramas, all the fears, all the karma that is being played out, not just from this earth, from all the levels in this universe, in this local universe. So it's called the galactic story of the local universe. It's really short. The karma, the evening out, of course, of the whole local universe is now being played out here on Earth by those who are incarnated on the planet and by those who are observing the whole thing up from above, the Earth's atmosphere and beyond. It is truly important not to become, this is an important part, not to become involved with anything or anyone on their own karmic level, as everyone is called to do their own part. Sometimes you feel you might serve someone, by, just keeping them in a shell, protecting them, but you're really not. They have to deal with their crap, basically, it's time. Those who are here serving as volunteer souls are merely holding the light, the frequency of the new, and teaching through teaching, sharing about the new way. They are to be the objective observers by holding the space for others. This is how they came here to serve, and this is what it's unfolding now. So basically, it's really simple. Okay, moving on. Next question. Oh gosh, this video is already so long, but this is what happens every time I'm answering questions. About the energy. We're still at the energy level. Everything is energy anyway. Maybe you have mentioned in your videos, but I'd be interested in thoughts on how we often carry other stuff in our mental or energy field. How to know not ours. How to know that is not ours. That's probably what's meant here. How to clear it so not not draw it into like dramas others want you involved with. It's not about others. Who cares if they want you involved with, you know? Maintaining your space. For someone highly sensitive and clairsentient, which is another topic, it's rather difficult. Well, you know, beloved sister of light, and all of you who think that because you're an empath, that means you have to really serve in a way that you feel others' emotion. That means you are helping them by absorbing their own because you're clearing for them. No, like I said, everyone is clearing for the collective by whatever you choose to flow through you, but in a non-judgmental, only objective observer state with higher awareness, with a neutral awareness, you can actually do that. Because, like I said, once in my empathic video, which was like ages ago, how it seems to me, was that the more you spread your awareness, when you're an empath, you know, first you work with the levels of feeling things, and you're sucking in everyone other's emotions and everything, which is what I have as an ability, as a gift as well. But the more you expand and increase your awareness, you know, the more you will be acting from different stages, from different levels of awareness, because you no longer will feel the need that you will have to feel things for others. Then you'll starting to just feel them, but not feel their emotion. You'll just feel what they're going through, like as an inner knowing, because that is the higher state. You will feel, and through compassion, you will give them like a push and pull thing for them to easier deal with it. So you're serving as a pillar of light by only of being aware of something. And sometimes, you know, other people who are not aware, because they're not aware, they can not that, you know, allow for that to be unleashed within them. So they're just hold it down. They just keep it closed. And they don't even know. A lot of the people, especially those who only focus on the light, it's all light, it's all love, it's all love. Yes, the divinity is only light and love. But here on earth, I'm sorry, not everything is being dealt with and done through love. Because love is only love in action, and that is divine love. A lot of the things are not being served here through the purpose of love. And well, you cannot speak about divinity in the senses of the mind. Either you embody divine perfection or not. Either you flow with the divine plan or not. So basically what I was saying, going back to the topic, is it's just you don't have to do that. But what you do is when you become your own pillar of light, you give others like a trigger point so that they themselves can start unleashing that. You trigger them. That is your greatest gift to humanity, not sucking in their things, because we never were meant to draw other people's emotions and energies and, you know, and then, oh, it's okay, I'll heal you through that, because the people who think they're healing that way and they have the need to heal in that way are still wounded healers. And you know, there are phases of the wounded healer, which is the Chiron archetype, actually, and as many of you know, is, you know, first heal yourself, be completely whole, neutral, and then you can start sharing through service for others. And then you can only do it through neutrality. So you don't have to, in a way, be serving in that kind of sense. It really is, you know, it's another way of serving. But the more you expand your awareness, the less you will be working in that way. You will feel things for others, but you won't feel their emotions as if they were yours. And like I said, only raising your vibration and increasing your awareness will make you aware, you know, where your story ends and another one begins. And you will know that. Just be honest with yourself, okay? That's that. Can you say something, Polona, about exchanging energy between people, how we influence on each other with our energies? Well, I think I just answered this question. I answered this question, and it's how it is. You know, we're all one. And like I said yesterday in my video, in the principle of unity consciousness, you really finally start being aware that whatever you do unto another, you do to yourself, you do to all of the creation. So if you do something that's bad, from the earth point of view, and it's not bad or good. It's just in non-alignment with your true essence, which is your divinity, your divine essence. So that's what it's all about. And when you understand that through unity consciousness, you will no longer be doing that, because people who do things like that are in non-alignment with the source and say they're completely connected are just really fooling themselves. When you're fully connected with source, when you're fully connected with your essence that is of the divine nature, you no longer hurt other people. You no longer, do things that we here label as bad, or, you just flow at one with the grace, and you will recognize people who possess that grace. They will always choose love. They will always choose love, because in fact we are here to embody that love and be love in action, and to always choose love. So how energy exchanging, it's kind of hard to really describe that, but it's I think it's been described through this video a lot of the times, because the questions were of similar nature, and there's a pattern here in all these questions. But we influence each other on every level. So know that when we're living our lives here on earth and walking around and sharing our lives with people, basically we touch every person here, not just on the physical level, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and then, on all other levels. On a soul level, we are not just doing our work here, triggering one another, sharing our gift of love with each other, sharing through love, but it's also in our dream states. A lot of times we're there, teaching each other and exchanging maybe something that, having conversations, with someone who maybe we haven't dealt with here in the physical, but because it's all energy. It's all energy. So if I am to describe the energy between people, I would say people are energy. We are all energy. So of course everything has an influence. But like I said, you can also choose to block yourself from others, but that is not an open heart. A lot of people say, I will use protection and I'll be safe, because they were hurt before, they were wounded. But the way of the new is completely open heart of purity, and that purity will give you also the eyes to see and to have the wisdom of source. See things through the eyes of source, and you will know. And instead of judgment, good, bad, wrong, right, you will have neutrality, and you will have discernment. Discernment is higher knowing. It's not, thinking someone is like that, but you know how situations are, because you're neutral and you get to see the grander picture without judging it. So because we're all energy, we're all touching each other's lives on levels that reverberate throughout the cosmos. Okay? And please understand that everything is energy. All is birthed through pure energy of source. So the final question is about twin flames. I was asked a very, I don't know how to call this question, kind of provocative. No, it's not provocative. It's just very interesting. Polona, what do you know of the people that have their twin flame incarnate right now? I don't know. Who has it? Have you met anyone? There are channelings from Michael and Saint Germain saying that there are currently 144,000 ascended masters incarnate on Earth, and they're the ones that have their twin flame incarnate available to meet up with close to this year. Some of their twin flames are hovering outside the Earth's atmosphere in spaceships. Can you elaborate or comment on this? Also, how do we know if we're an ascended master? People such as many of us light workers that are here to teach and have a lot of knowledge, that would be my guess. Well, let me first answer this question. You don't recognize yourself as a master. You either are or you're not. And it's not just about sharing knowledge, because everyone has knowledge. Everyone can learn knowledge. Everyone can have knowledge. It's about the qualities, the divine attributes of masterhood, which either you possess on a soul level of awareness or not. So the attributes of the masters are, they're always within themselves. They keep residing within. They always see the higher truth. They're discerning. They're humble. They're not opinionated. They speak the word of the divine. They carry the essence of light and love. They're willing to see the equation of both polarized opposites, yin yang, positive, negative, plus, minus, dark, light. They do not run away. They just choose to walk in the light of the truth, which doesn't mean that you only see the light. You see all aspects. You also see the dark. You are the master of energy, and you become only the master of energy when you reside within the neutral realms of source. So the masters are those who really embody that. There are a lot of people who claim, I'm going to ascend, I'm going to vibrate somewhere away. Oh, I choose to leave this realm. Good luck, everyone. But those who are truly masters, they've come here to help. They've come to be here of service to others, to humanity, through love and grace, through the wisdom and knowings of their soul, which come from the agnostic realms of illuminated truth. They're humble. They will not say, I'm a master. Please follow me. They're only here to share that love of truth, and they're only here to help others remember that they can be, because they are the same divinity. They will help to, point others towards the realms of within, because they reside there, and they're here to remember others. They're here to push them into their own self-remembrance, not make them addicted to them and their wisdom and their teachings and sharings. So if you will start digging, whether you're a master or not, every time we ask ourselves questions that are kind of like contradicting to, in what they speak to us, I don't know, in contradictionary kind of nature. I don't know the word here. In contradiction with itself, maybe. I don't know. But it's like asking yourself questions from the mind. You know that when we do that, you will receive answers that are also from the mind. So what you can do here is connect with your soul, and your soul will start giving you questions which are for your highest good, which is what you need to know right now. And that inner knowing is, like I always say, something that no one can take away from you. It's just there. It just is. So either you are a master or you're not. Either someone is your twin flame or they're not. It's not a thing of maybe, maybe the moment you start asking yourself these questions from the mind, you already know the answer, which is no. And what do I know about these teachings from Archangel Michael and Saint Germain? I don't know anything, because I don't read to channel materials. I've listened to a few radio shows which were also channeled, and read a few, like 3 books from Patricia Corey that were channeled. But I have never heard of this, so I cannot say anything. Some of the things resonate here. And it's true that I also feel that there are those who have come here partnered with their twin flame counterparts. But I don't know anything about the timeline, about the dates and when they're supposed to meet and how many. But of course, there is a lot to this 144,000 beings of light, because it was spoken about before. I have never read the Bible, but I think it's shared in many sacred scriptures about those beings, 144,000 beings of light who are here to share about ascension, about the truth of ascension. So remember, it's not just about the knowledge. Everyone has knowledge. But you are a master when you just are, and it's your energy signature that gives that away. Like I say, truth knows its source. So you don't have to dig into dirt and, am I a master? Am I not a master? Oh, do I have enough knowledge to be a master or not? Your soul speaks to you. Your soul tells you things. And a lot of the people now in this era want to be someone who they're not, and want to be and escape in those realms because it's all so peachy there. And when you're a master, it's not an easy path, because you'll be dealing with so many things. Like, for instance, Master Jesus was dealing with here. He was a master soul as well. And there's many others. It's not just him. And Master knows, and the one who knows doesn't need to prove anything, doesn't need to have opinions, doesn't need to fight their battles, doesn't need to exchange topics and have spiritual debates, because a master is the one who has been deeply initiated into the agnostic realms, and they speak through the wisdom of source. It's when your personal truth becomes the truth of all, the truth of one, and it's one and the same. So you can no longer living your truth. You live the truth of all, the higher truth. So I don't think this is so much important. I'm laughing because it's funny to me, all the things that are being said right now about ascension and twin flames and everything. It's not really important. It's what your heart has to tell you about this ascension process. And it's about you feeling whether your twin flame is here or not, and you feel that through your soul as well. It's that inner knowing. And the moment you start analyzing it through and through with your mind questions, it doesn't have anything beneficial there for you in store. So I would like to conclude with this question and with this sentence of mine. I hope that it will give you the knowing that it's all about you. It's all about us. And the masters are making themselves known through other people. Other people recognize the master. So like they say, others recognize the master. They never proclaim themselves as such. You know, it was the same way about Jesus. He was like prophesized and people knew it was him. And still, you know, what humanity does, that's what a true master would never do that. Because what humanity has been doing for eons and eons was saying, oh, you know, like with Jesus, you're the king. Oh, the king is going to come. Someone new is going to rule, you know. No, he said, I'm not a king. It's like they had a totally different, failed, you know, interpretation of that. A master doesn't belong to anyone. A master belongs upon, I mean, he serves the divine. He belongs upon the God. He relies upon source wisdom, not on human ego. A master just is. And be careful, looks can be deceiving. You can find the greatest masters in the, you know, people who you never think that they are such. The younger ones, especially. So it's not like this old man with the stick and with the beard. So really, physical eyes can lie, physical appearance can lie, everything that is tangible can lie, and words can lie, but only the energy signature doesn't lie. And for those who have their hearts open, they will see the truth because the truth comes through the heart. Heart is what anchors the connection through the spirit and matter. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you soon, and keep sharing your visions with me. I hope I will receive many soon, and I love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye.